Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something sick.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Man, a lot's happened since our last session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the last part we met was the one who's sold herself over and over again. And
yes.
I was working with a client and her belief was, I can't count on her. She was talking about another person and I was doing the work right along with her. And it was just, by the time I finished that hour of meditation, I realized that I had been working so hard to keep a group together that I was denying this one again. So I got out of the session and I texted both of the women in the group and said, I won't be doing this anymore. And I hope we can still carry on. And I'm noticing, that I may not notice right away, but I'm able to see her more often.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I've had some real revelations about my relationship with my daughter since we did that work. Both of my daughters. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And you did it, at least the first thing you said about you did it by tuning in to that part in you and just making sure that it was being heard and you were responding to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I realized with all my life, most of my life, I've wanted to hear I was a good mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that what I was asking my children to tell me was that I was a good mother to my mother. And it's so out of the order of love. There's no way anyone is going to, sincerely say, you've been such a great mother to your mother. It's absurd.
Okay. I'm a little lost. So
I mothered my mother,
Okay, got it. Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And when she died, she disinherited me. And I've always, I mean, since I was a child, once that part had that job, all she's wanted was to hear she did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But who's going to tell her she was a good mother to her mother?
Yeah.
And then when I had children, I wanted to hear, I thought that I was a good mother to them, but what I was really asking was for them to tell me I was a good mother to my mother.
Okay.
And I've, things are unraveling very quickly. I realized that the way I raised them was in an effort to redo what my mother didn't have. So if they got too close to a boy, then I was interrogating the boy because my mother married a man who beat her and, almost killed her. And so everything was mothering the wrong person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Often I think of protectors as parentified inner children.
Yes.
So yeah, those are your protectors at work.
Yeah. Yeah. Hasn't been easy to see, but there's been such relief too.
Mm-hmm.
And, talking to you, I don't know that I don't know how to put it. It's like, have I really seen that part? I think I have. It's like something just clicked in me that, oh my God, this is what's been going on forever. There's no way your children can tell you that. They don't even know what you're asking because you didn't know what you were asking.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like you're seeing that part.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty miraculous that I'm not up all night regretting and beating myself up for what I didn't do. It's more, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what all parts need. Is your understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've really, I don't want to talk about this, but it's all that's on my mind.
Okay.
I've been having breast pain in my left breast, and my doctor has ordered a diagnostic mammogram with a radiologist present, and it's not until the end of May. And I'm noticing there's a part that says that's quite negative and what's the word? Like, just face it. This is going to be bad.
Okay.
Kind
of cynical or stoic, kind of just.
Yeah. Yeah. Stoic is a good word. And there's not a lot of voices. It's like this one really it's like everybody's quiet. I do feel, there are parts that are saying, but we could hope that it's something different than
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the hopeful ones are kind of in opposition to that stoic one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like, I don't know if they're afraid to speak, but it just feels very matter of fact. Things are about to get ugly.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm curious. I also want to respect when you said it's not something you want to talk about.
I know. It's like, I thought, I don't want to bring this to James, and this doesn't feel, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's,
Sounds like parts to me.
yeah. 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 Why do you have to be so negative?
Uh-huh.
There's so many good things happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the hopeful ones, and then but the other one's the negative one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even the negative doesn't, it's not like, I don't know. Um, like I said, it's just face it. It's not like, oh, this is going to be, there's not a whole lot of talk even. It's just, I don't know.
Well, is it saying face it and go through the procedure and whatever happens, or is it saying face it, we're doomed?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Face it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All welcome. We can get to know any of them.
Okay.
Or none, if that's not something you want to discuss.
I think it's a part that just didn't want to be a Debbie Downer. Why can't you just see how good things are and
Right.
how much progress we're making? And
Yeah. Well, we started the call with a wild amount of progress, sounds like, that you've made with one part and how it's played out in your life.
yeah.
If you didn't have any problems to solve, then, well, we wouldn't be here. But yeah, I can see why those hopeful parts are piping up. They don't want the just face it part to take over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's like there's so much about mothering and it's my breast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, I guess that's the meaning maker.
Okay. Yeah. Meaning maker is saying it's something wrong with the breast. This is all connected to whether or not you're a good mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or it all has to do with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just acknowledge that part.
Okay.
I get it. I wonder if the just face it part would be saying the same thing if it was your toe.
Yeah, it really, it feels, I think this just face it part does it a lot though.
Okay.
There's a real, you knew this was going to happen. Even when you don't know it's going to happen, it's just, what did you think?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Will the hopeful ones give us some space so we can get to know the just face it part? Do they need anything from you?
Actually, I wrote something after our last session.
Mm-hmm.
May I send it to you?
Sure.
Okay.
On Zoom?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I'll do it. It's just that I heard I want to share what's hopeful
Okay.
when you
Yeah.
said they need something. Yeah.
Yeah, the hopeful parts want to share what's hopeful. Okay. Well, we can make time and space for them also.
Okay. Okay.
So we can budget 5 or 10 minutes for that. I really feel like you have shared much that's hopeful, but I'm happy to hear more. But yeah, whatever feels right. We could let them know we'll save some minutes for them after we speak with the just face it part, or if they would like to go first, that's fine too with me.
No, I think they just, hmm. I think they'd like you just to read it sometime.
I'd love to.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
Okay. I think they're okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Any other parts have any objections to us meeting with the just face it part?
It's funny. They feel more afraid than, it's like, you want to talk to her? Okay.
Yeah. And what are they afraid would happen?
I think she's got a lot of control.
Yeah. I think she might.
Yeah. In other words, you go talk to her. We don't want to talk to her.
Okay. Well, the afraid parts can go hang out somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we want to go talk to her, because she has so much control.
Yeah. Okay.
Just going to try to learn what that's about and what this part needs. They all right with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How does the just face it part show up in your body?
She's got a really long, gnarly pointing finger, and she's pointing at my breast.
Okay. Okay. How do you feel towards her?
Mm. Scared but curious.
Okay. Do the scared parts need anything else to give us space?
Hmm. No, I think it's scary to hear what she has to say, but it's scarier hearing what she's saying.
Right. What she's saying now is, what did you think? You knew this was going to happen.
Right.
But then there's also fear of, well, if we get to know her more, she's going to have some other stuff to say, and that will also be scary.
Right. But not as scary as what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Okay.
You could just let them know that if they do give you space, and if self is in the presence of this part, it won't hurt self.
Yeah. I think there's some rumors going around. They are starting to trust that.
Yeah, well, think how many parts were scared of that exile we talked to in our last conversation and how that ended up going.
Yeah. A whole factory full.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how are you feeling towards that one with the gnarly finger?
You know, at first she looked really almost witchy, but she looks really tired.
Okay. Let her know that you see that about her.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of bravado.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Oz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just invite her to notice you.
Okay.
And you could ask her what she wants you to know.
She doesn't want me to be ambushed.
Okay. So she's trying to protect you in some way?
Mhm.
Okay. And how does she see herself accomplishing that with her just face it message?
No surprises.
Yeah. Yeah. So if she just imagines the worst, then you can't be let down, ambushed.
Right. I can be disappointed, but not, yeah, not crushed.
Yeah. Okay.
I can be ready for it. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm guessing there's been times in the past when parts have been hopeful or not ready for some bad news. And then there's that feeling of being crushed by that.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're all right with her showing you any of that, or just learning more about that?
She showed me a couple of them. It got really foggy.
Foggy, yeah. Okay. Do you know what that's about? Do you feel like it might be too much?
I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Like, what else could it be? I mean, this is bad. And then
Yeah.
the scripting part starts saying, okay, how are you going to handle this? Who are you going to tell? Who are you not going to tell? What are you going to, you know, really, what persona are you going to take on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So does it make sense to you how she's hoping to protect you?
Yeah. I mean, I actually saw The Factory again, but this one was like, okay, all right, here's the worst that can happen. This is what we're going to do. This is what you're going to say. This is how you're going to act.
Yeah. She wants you to get prepared.
Yeah, she's got a clipboard.
Mm-hmm. And is it true that she's kind of tired?
It's hard for me to get close to her, though. I can feel, this real distance between us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's all business, right? She's
Yes.
real matter of fact and prepare for the worst. You could try asking her if she's tired or how long she's been doing this.
Okay. She doesn't want to talk about tired. She's been doing it forever. I mean, she's pointing out early times.
Yeah. She feel like she's kind of not allowed to be tired
Yeah, it's like, why would I say that to you? It doesn't matter.
because her job's so important.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Can you just show her appreciation for working so hard?
Yeah. Yeah, she's showing me times when she took a break and how bad it turned out.
Uh-huh. Okay. And was it the hopeful parts that made those other times bad? Is that kind of her opposition?
And it's like you thought it was going to go this way.
Yeah.
See, it
Okay.
didn't go that way.
Yeah. Yep. Just acknowledge that you got hopeful parts.
Yeah.
What would she rather be doing with her energy if she didn't have to work so hard?
Oh.
Like maybe if you had a good relationship with the hopeful parts, or if you were able to help any other parts that she's protecting, the ones that feel crushed.
Yeah, the hopeful parts, when she said, remember how painful it was? Remember how disappointing it was? It was like
Mm-hmm.
they're I hear them saying it wasn't because we hoped. What would she like to do? She'd like to throw away her planner and quit having to build fallout shelters and
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Okay. How old does she think you are?
Hmm. That's tough. She said, I know how old you are.
Does she?
No.
I
You still couldn't handle it.
wonder. I wonder if it's more like there are parts of you that can't handle it. There's parts of you that get crushed, that maybe feel just lost, alone, terrified when there's bad news. And if maybe you can give her a good look at you, your current age, yourself.
She's not buying it.
Okay. Can she say more about what she's not buying or what her concerns are?
She keeps pointing to the end of the month and the test and the pain that I'm feeling at this very moment. It's like, she doesn't see that I've grown at all or that I can handle it. Actually, she doesn't see that I can handle hope.
Yeah. So her main concern is that the hope parts will take over, that you won't be able to handle them.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's like you're going to hope. And if it doesn't turn out the way you hope, then you're going to be crushed. And you should just listen to me. And and sidestep hope altogether.
Okay. It all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Her plan.
Yeah.
When she says you'll be crushed, how old is the one that she thinks will be crushed?
I keep seeing a scene of my mother telling me she's going to divorce my father for the first time.
Yeah.
Probably 8.
Mm-hmm. So this little girl that had some hopes about her parents' relationship, her family relationship,
Yeah.
and her hopes were crushed and she felt crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when my stepmother came and said she was leaving my dad, and I said, go at night,
Yes.
and there was hope.
That's right. Yep. Okay. Maybe you could ask this part how you can help, what you can do for her, if that's something directly for her, or if that's about something you can do with other parts, or just anything at all that she wants from you.
I'm just really seeing how much she's been there,
Mm-hmm.
watching it over and over again.
Are we talking about the just face it part or the young one?
Just face it part,
Got it.
that it's like bad news is better than the shock after hope.
Mm-hmm.
And she believes that with all her heart.
Yeah. Completely makes sense to me.
Me too.
Yeah. And it is a very popular philosophy. Really, like that's
Yeah.
a lot of people stick with that. They say happiness is having no expectations, having no hope, basically.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think she wants to know I'm okay with uncertainty.
Okay. How can you show her that?
Yeah, she wants some evidence of that.
Okay.
Well,
I see it. I see it in our calls, but go
I
ahead.
was going to say our last session when I was going down that hallway, I was okay with the uncertainty of not knowing who I would find, what exile I would find. That's okay.
Yep. And parts of you weren't. Parts of you were scared, right? Parts of you
Right?
don't want to do this, don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And self is confident. And self is compassionate. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how it treats whatever it finds.
Yeah. I didn't crumble
Mm-hmm.
when I found her naked and alone.
Right.
Yeah. She wants to know I'll be okay if it is bad news, that I can love that part and I won't be crushed.
Yeah. Love the part that feels like you're not okay and that is crushing.
Yeah,
Yep. You can.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. So I think that would involve finding that part. The part that gets crushed.
Yeah.
The part that feels like I'm not okay.
And nobody's coming.
And nobody's coming. Yeah, which is why this part, one of the first things she was thinking was, who are we going to tell? How are we going to tell them? Right?
Would you say that again?
Well, this part, this just face it part was saying, what persona are you going to take on after you get the inevitable bad news that it's saying is inevitable? It was
Yes.
saying, and what are you going to say? Who are you going to say it to? And that
Yeah.
sounds to me like that's another way that it protects, because there's a part in you that feels like, well, nobody's coming. When there's bad news, I'm all alone, I'm crushed, nobody's coming. And so one of the ways that this part tries to help with that is finding who we talk to about this and
Yeah.
how.
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
meaning do you make out of it? And how is this coming as a teacher or a this or a that? And
Yeah.
rather than just,
Right.
oh my God.
Yeah. Make it more meaningful, put a story with it, and then more people will come.
Or more people will be saved and not have to
Yeah.
go through it. And all the
Uh-huh. Saving the others. Uh-huh. Reminds me some of the mothering the mother parts.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is all about I have to I have to keep saying just face it because no one will mother her. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. Right.
But you know, it's like but I can mother her in the hope too.
Sure.
It's like,
You can make space for all those parts and all their feelings.
right, right. It's a different part.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, I contain multitudes.
Absolutely. And I think fundamentally they all need that self quality, which is quite motherly. It's a providing, open, accepting self.
Yes. Oh, something's settling.
Hmm. So yeah, the just face it part is asking for you to love that part. Love the part that feels like no one will mother her.
Yeah, and
The one that feels.
I just got a picture of me putting my hand over her pointing finger.
Yes.
And because she's pointing to something else, and I need to look at her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, but look, just face it. It's probably cancer. Just face it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I want to look at you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with preparing. There's nothing wrong with being hopeful. All of these parts, it's not the goal isn't, just to circumvent them, just to
Right.
it's not just to say, okay, well, I see you. Like, you can still be informed by them and take their messages seriously.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love what you said about there's nothing wrong with preparing, but
No.
I have the appointment.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more I can do.
Yeah. Yeah, you have faced it in that regard, as opposed to not making an appointment.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I think I've been trying for a few days to just have a conversation, and I couldn't find a way in. But it feels, I mean, I'm really grateful for her. I really see that it's like she can't take another blow, so I'm just going to hit her easy.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
she feels like there is no choice but to give me bad news.
Mm-hmm. Right. And again, with what I'm sensing or assuming is that there's an exile. There's the part who can't take another blow. It's a part that feels crushed. And that's the one that this one is protecting.
Yeah.
And this one said it wants you to love that part.
Yeah.
So that might be next steps, is just figuring out who that part is and going there.
Yeah, she's really quiet.
Yeah. Do you see an age?
See a lot of ages with that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of crushing with diagnoses and medical things and relational things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a lot of crushing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I see the hopeful one and the just face it one. They're on either side, and she's
Right. Yeah, they're both trying to help her out.
she's just waiting to see who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that there has to be one to fall and one to rise instead of,
Yep, that's how it's been for her.
yeah.
Her protectors do battle and somebody wins, and how do you feel towards her?
Feels really far away, really
Okay.
small,
Okay.
weak.
Yeah. Maybe you could let her know who you are and that
Yeah.
you see her at a distance. And that you also have seen and met these protectors, and
She has her arms out.
okay. Would she like you to get closer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm coming.
Okay.
You know, both of these protectors, it's like hope feels daunting and just face it feels daunting.
Yes.
No, it's just, could you just tell me you're going to stay?
That's what she needs.
Yeah.
And you can let her know you see how hard that's been for her to have these daunting protectors around.
Yeah. You just
And
need to hope more and have more faith. And,
mm-hmm.
I mean, man,
Yeah, she just wants you to stay.
so good to have some distance, enough distance to see and then
Hmm?
so,
Yeah, from those protectors.
so blended with everybody.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And you've been able to keep doing it. You've done it for other parts. They are getting that news, the rumors. And you can stay for this one. You can be there for this one. So you just let her know that's what you want.
Yeah, it is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
That part that was saying, so how are we going to frame all this?
Yeah.
Are you going to be a hero? Are you going to be a victim? Are you going to be this? Are you going to be that? Are you going to tell everybody? Are you going to be really quiet? Are you going to, and it's like, I'm here.
I'm going to be with this part who needs me.
Right. I'm here.
Uh huh.
Here. I don't need to put on a persona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
Right. That's what this one needs. It's what they need. Mm-hmm. Is there more that this one wants to tell you about herself? How it's been for her?
She said it's been like whiplash going back and forth between those two protectors.
Mm-hmm.
So confusing. Do I hope? Do I face it? Do I hope? Do I face it? Do I hope? Do I face it?
And how it's been for her feeling like nobody's coming?
Yeah. Well, I have to decide all by myself, and I can't do it wrong. And
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And how crushed she's felt by medical diagnoses, by relational things.
Yeah. Yeah. And how upset it felt like one side got if she hoped, then the other side was upset. And if she faced it, the other side was upset. It's like,
Yeah.
can I face it and hope?
Uh-huh.
Can I hope
Yeah.
face it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Can somebody hold all of these parts
Yeah.
and be a bigger container? Be present and listening for each of them.
Wow.
Is this the same part that was in the memory of when your mother said she was getting divorced?
Mm. I keep seeing when I threw out my insulin to prove to God that I had faith,
Uh-huh.
and I almost died. And
Hmm. Too hopeful.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the same people who said have faith kind of backed away. It was like she was alone.
Yeah.
And then it was just face it. It's never going to be different. It's so rigid. So
Um.
she would really like some fluidity, some, maybe, not sure, but let's see what happens. I don't think she's asking me to give her absolutes other than I'll be here with you in the uncertainty.
Right. Right. That's what she wants. Wants you to stay.
And when you said there's nothing wrong with preparing, it's like, come on, hopeful parts, and come on, just face it parts. There's room for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How does the just face it part feel about you being close with this one?
I think she's still skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want her to hurt again. It's like, it's better to just give her a drop of poison than, hit her with a semi.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, everybody, like I said, everybody's been very extreme. And I see why they were so extreme. It's like, you've got to hope, and you've got to face it.
Yep. And that's not what this part's asking for.
No.
Yeah. So they each have their different needs. You can just let the hopeful and the face it part, just let them know that you're here to be with this one. To learn about how it's been for her, to help her with her feelings of being alone, or that nobody will come, or that no one will mother her, or how crushing it's been. Various things she's experienced.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Keep witnessing what this part wants to show you.
Yeah. I hope that I can. Yeah. I mean, we've met 3 parts tonight, and it's like,
Yes.
just be still and notice who's speaking, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we have another one scheduled.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'd love to get you back on there, so I will reach out to you. And of course, I do look forward to seeing your hopeful, what you wrote from your hopeful parts.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'd love if you reached out to me for any other reason. Keep me posted.
Thank you, James. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good evening. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, We must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube, and they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.